Good morning, everyone. Today we will deal with business communication, and in that unit, we will see grammar and its usage. In the last lecture, I have dealt with nouns. Today, we will start pronouns. So let's see these pronouns. Pronouns means they are used in a place of nouns. Pronouns may be personal or relative. मराठीमध्ये आपण त्याला सर्वनाम असं म्हणतो. आपण त्या नामाऐवजी ते प्रोनाउन्स वापरू शकतो. May be personal or relative. Personal pronouns to represent to represent person or things. For example, I, we, you, he, she, it, him, us, them. These are the personal pronouns. Then relative pronouns. The most common relative pronouns are whom, which, that. So these are the relative pronoun. Whom, which, that. There are many. Relative pronoun acts as a pronoun and as a conjunction at the same time. See, the relative pronoun can be used both as a pronoun and as a conjunction also. For example, this is the boy who saved my life. So this is the boy who saved my life. So who here is a relative pronoun, and sometimes it acts as a conjunction also. Possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns means that here we can say that it is my thing, my person, my object, right? So these show possession. Possession म्हणजे काय, आपल्याकडे असणे, ते आपलंच आहे असं सांगणे. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, माइन, आवर्स, युअर्स, देअर, इट्स, हर्स. So these are the pronouns. Pronouns are very useful because we can avoid repetition if we use nouns. We use nouns in a sentence or in a paragraph or in a passage so many times, then we can see it is a repetition. So to avoid it, we can use pronoun. Right. Now adjective. What is the meaning of adjective? A word used to describe or point out a person, animal, place, or thing, which the noun names or tell the number and the quantity, is called an adjective. So here adjective can describe or point out a person, animal, place, or thing, which the noun names or the quantity, or to tell the number and the quantity, is called an adjective. See, adjectives are very important because it tells some extra information about the noun, about the numbers, and the quantity. So, Rani is a clever girl. Girl of what kind? Clever. She is a clever girl. So, clever denotes Rani, and Rani, sorry, clever tells extra information about Rani because she is a clever girl, right? He gave me 6 books. How many books? 6 books. So, 6 is an adjective. Remember, adjective tells extra information about a person, animal, place, or thing, and that they also tell the number and the quantity. Two or more words can be joined with a hyphen to form a compound adjective. So if we join two or more words with hyphen, it means we are forming adjective. For example, government financed project. So government is a noun, financed is also a noun, but we have combined both government and financed with the hyphen, and now it became adjective. So we add two or more words, then it became adjective. Here, now verbs. See, If we are talking about any language, verbs are the soul and the core of a sentence. समजतंय? आपण क्रियापदाशिवाय एखादं वाक्य बोलू शकत नाही, ऐकू शकत नाही म्हणजे कोणत्याच लँग्वेजमध्ये क्रियापदाशिवाय वाक्य कंप्लीट होत नाही. So verbs have that much importance. A verb is a word that tells or asserts something about a person or thing. Verbs come from Latin verbum, meaning a word. It is called, it is so called because it is the most important word in the sentence. See, without having verb, we cannot have sentence. A verb may tell us what a person or thing does, म्हणजे तो व्यक्ती किंवा ती गोष्ट काय करत आहे. रोहित रन्स, द बेल रिंग्स, what is done to a person or thing. त्या गोष्टीबद्दल काय होतंय, काय घडतंय. Ram is beaten, the door is broken. It means we can use verb in past, present and future about the action of a person or a thing, right? So what a person is, what a person or thing is. The boy is hurt, the chair is broken, I feel sad. So here, runs, rings, bitten, broken, hurt, broken, sad, these are the verbs. And we know about verbs because we are studying it. You are studying it since your fifth standard, I think, or maybe first standard if you are in English medium. Then, a verb is used. Hence, a verb is a word used to tell or assert something about some person or thing. Now, come to adverb. While adjectives qualify or add to the meaning of nouns, adverbs modify the meaning not only of words but also of adjectives, prepositions, and conjunctions. See, adjective tells about the noun or the pronoun, but here adverbs can talk about verbs, adjective itself, prepositions, and conjunctions. It gives extra to verbs, adjectives, or preposition or conjunctions. Look at the following sentences. Small investors find it very difficult to invest wisely. So, wisely is an adverb. The first adverb very modifies that adjective difficult. So here, sorry, I forgot. Very is an adjective. So very tells about the adjective difficult. And the second adverb wisely modifies the verb invest. So here wisely tells about invest. How should we invest wisely? What is very difficult? To invest. Right. Now, the second example, the CEO is an exceptionally sharp manager. So, it tells about adjective sharp, and this is exceptionally is an adverb. So, the adverb exceptionally modifies the adjective sharp. It may modify noun, verb sometimes, preposition sometimes, and conjunctions sometimes. Remember this. We have given this book to you only because you are a good reviewer. The adverb only modifies the conjunction because. See, only is an adverb. It tells about the conjunction because it modifies it. So adverb. So this is adverb. मराठीमध्ये आपण त्याला क्रियाविशेषण म्हणतो. क्रियाविशेषणचं काम काय आहे? नाउन असेल, वर्ब असेल, ऍडजेक्टिव्ह असेल, प्रेपोजिशन असेल, यांच्याबद्दल जास्त माहिती सांगणे, त्याबद्दल जास्त त्यावरती जास्त इम्पॉर्टन्स देणे त्या नामावरती, वर्ब वरती. राईट. नाउ द प्रेपोजिशन. In parts of speech, everything is important. And what preposition do? Preposition create an order. We can add extra information by using prepositions and conjunction into a sentence. We add more meaning into it. So let's see what is the definition of preposition. A preposition by definition is placed before a noun or its equivalent in order to show its relationship in terms of time, place, etc. So there are prepositions of time, there are prepositions of places. We will see if it is there. So the space above the room houses the conference facility. So above is a preposition. It tells about a place. It is not related to time. So it is a preposition of time. So a preposition is placed before a noun or its equivalent. Right. The preposition above explains the relationship between the room and the conference facility. So there is a relationship between the room and the conference facility. There are hardly any rules governing the use of prepositions. Some people feel that it is inelegant to put them at the end of sentences. They are basically used as link words. However, as Fowler points out, almost all overgreat writers have allowed themselves to end a sentence or a clause with a preposition. The thumb rule is that the sentence should read well. It means what? We can place preposition wherever we want, but it should create a meaning. It should not create an absurdity or meaninglessness. What is our rule? We should place before it noun or its equivalent. Sometimes great writers write preposition at the end, but they create a meaning. They tell a meaning. Understood? So it is largely the usage that determines the choice of a preposition. So it means how we use it, how we determine the meaning to a sentence. Americans tend to drop them, but it is largely colloquial. म्हणजे काय, अमेरिकन लोक काय करतात, अमेरिकन लोक हे काही काही वेळेस प्रिपोजिशन वापरत नाही, पण इट इज कोलोक्युअल. कोलोक्युअल मीन्स व्हॉट? जसे आपण बोली भाषेमध्ये काही काही नियम मोडतो, आपण जरी ते नियम मोडले तरी त्याचा अर्थ कळतो. सो इट इज कोलोक्युअल. म्हणजे आपण त्या लँग्वेजचा लँग्वेज लँग्वेजचे जे काही व्याकरण आहे ते व्याकरण व्यवस्थित वापरत नाही. जसं मी पहिल्यांदा सांगितलं की वी स्पीक मदर टंग, and as you know that we didn't learn the grammar of Marathi if it is our mother tongue. If your language is Hindi or English as your mother tongue, you don't know the grammar when you are 4 years old. You understand? So this is the colloquialness. A wrong preposition certainly changes the intended meaning. See, prepositions create a meaning. It adds more meaning to a sentence. And if we use wrong sentence, then the intended meaning will be wrong. Therefore, we have to learn the use of prepositions carefully. So, when you use prepositions carefully, then your sentence is correct. All standard dictionaries list the root word along with different prepositions or adverbial phrases and also show the difference in meaning. So, there are so many dictionaries and that tells about prepositions, adverbial phrases, prepositional phrases, and they have a different meaning. Right? For example, the root word get conveys italicized meaning when used with about, move or speed, across, be understood, ahead, make progress. See, these are the italics, sorry, these are the root words. And what it says about move or speed, spread, then at, gain access to, away, escape, over, forget, round, pursue. So this is the prepositions. Now conjunctions. See, as you know that we have three conjunctions, and, but, or, but there are so many. So conjunction join words or even sentences conveying related ideas. What the conjunction do? They connect the ideas, the similar ideas, or the similar sentence, the similar meaning. It can join words or even sentences. Two commonly used conjunctions are and but. But there are so many and, but, or apart from this, there are so many. For example, we received your letter and telegram but regret our inability to attend the meeting. Here, but is an conjunction. It connects two sentences. The first sentence is, we received your letter and telegram but regret our inability to attend the meeting. Conjunctions may also be used in pairs. For example, neither nor, either or, not only but also, both and, whether or, etc. etc. Whether or etc. These are also conjunctions. Such conjunctions are known as correlative conjunctions. It means they can correlate to a sentence. Now, intersections. Intersections are words which are used in a sentence to express strong emotions or feelings. They may not form a part of its grammatical structure. Some of the common intersections are hi, alas, oh, yeah. So it means it means it is our sudden emotion, sudden words like hi, alas, oh, yeah. So these are the intersections, and it is related to our emotions, and we can express it very strongly, like hooray. So these are the intersections. So today we have seen pronouns, then adjectives, then verbs, adverb, then prepositions, conjunctions, and the last is intersection. In the next lecture, we will deal with voices. Till then, thank you.